Nicole Steckline here, Technical Agronomist for DeKalb and Asgrow in Northeast Iowa, and welcome to Nicole's Crop Classroom. Today we'll be spending some time in an alfalfa field assessing our stand and determining the amount of winter kill. The winter of 2016 and 2017 wasn't particularly harsh, and we lacked a lot of snow, which is typically what gives us insulation and protection for our alfalfa stands from our cold temperatures. Additionally, in February, we had a lot of very robust temperature warm-ups that tempted these alfalfa plants to start greening up and breaking dormancy. And then we had some cool down, so we're gonna go out here now and take a look at our alfalfa stand and see what we got. So we've come out and we've measured our 1 square foot here. And counting here, I can see I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 viable and healthy alfalfa plants in 1 square foot on this 3-year-old stand. So I've determined that in my square foot of my 3rd-year alfalfa stand, I have 6 healthy alfalfa plants. The number of acceptable alfalfa plants depends on the age of the stand. If it's a 1st-year stand, you're going to look for 12 or more healthy plants. In a stand that's 2-year-old, you're looking at 8 or more. And in a stand that is 3 years or older, 5 is going to be acceptable. So I have 6 here, and I have an acceptable number of plants per square foot. If you're on the borderline or if you're a little below, but the plants are very robust, you can also count the number of stems that are there and available. Now, if you've got 56 or more stems per square foot, you're looking at 100% of your production potential. When you get down to 45 stems, you're looking at about 80%. 35 stems per square root, you're down to 60%, and when you get down to 25 stems per square root, you're only at about 44% of your potential yield. Alright, so we've gone out and we've assessed our stand density, and we've assessed the above ground portion of our alfalfa plants, but now it's time to dig a little deeper. I've got 3 plant specimens here. The first one here, when walking up to it, we've got a lot of nice green growth on this plant. When we dig it up, it's nice and healthy below the ground as well. Our root has a nice white healthy color, and so does the ground. It's not squishy. This is going to be a good plant for us going forward, and a good contributor to tonnage and yield. We've got this one right here, walking up to it. Once again, we've got a lot of nice green growth coming, but when we pull the plant up, we can see how the inside of this root here is turning brown, and the crown is as well. So we've got some damage here, and going forward, this is going to be a less vigorous plant, and give us less tonnage and less yield. This one here, walking up to it, there's very little green growth coming through, and then when we pull it out of the ground, this plant is not going to be a contributor to us. It's more than likely just going to die off. For the most part, this root was hollow when I pulled it out of the ground, and the tissue, the rest of the tissue is going to die. So there is an assessment of 3 different plants and what they're going to do for us. So you've gone out, you've assessed your alfalfa stand and the health of that stand, and now it's decision time. You need to decide whether you're going to terminate the stand, interseed, or let it ride the rest of the year. Something to consider when making this decision is the age of the stand. Alfalfa is a plant that will produce something called an autotoxin. An autotoxin is a chemical that's exuded from the roots and impedes the growth of other alfalfa plants. The older the stand, the longer time there's been for that autotoxin to build up in the soil. If that stand's about a year to a year and a half year old, you've got a pretty good chance of getting that new interseeded alfalfa to grow and help to support the yield of that stand. However, if it's older than that, more times than likely there's going to be too much autotoxin in the soil built up, and that's going to prevent those new seedlings from coming out and being a productive part of your cropping system. So that's all I have on alfalfa for today. I hope you learned something, and I look forward to seeing you next time on Nicole's Crop Classroom.